bigger. I don't need me to be bigger. Let's go over here because today we are discussing this DUBSADO. And hello, everyone. I am Dana Sacco. Excuse me, with I2I Hype. I am an automation and systems specialist. What does that mean? I'm the one behind the scenes. I'm the one that is going through all this wonderful stuff that you all see. All these new and shiny systems, we're in Facebook groups and we see 50 million different things being talked about. We talked the other day about HoneyBook, and today we are going to discuss DUBSADO. DUBSADO is very different from HoneyBook, but it is still really good, and it's just different from HoneyBook in a lot of different aspects. There are some more automations inside of DUBSADO. I really wanted this screen to be big, and I'm not sure here. Let me remove that, and then let me add it back. Nope, it's still making that really small. So I'm not 100% sure there on why, but what I'm probably going to do is end up removing myself because you all don't need to see me during this. But what we're going to discuss, we're going to go through all the different pieces and parts of DUBSADO. If you guys have any questions as we go, please put this down, put it in the comments, and I will get to them as soon as I see them. Otherwise, wait until the end. This will be available on replay, and if you're here on replay, thank you so much for showing back up. I know that it's a Sunday morning, and not everyone wants to get out of bed on Sundays, and I'm totally with you guys on that one. But let's get started. And since no one wants to really see me, I'm going to just go on full screen here with DUBSADO. So this is the dashboard of DUBSADO. It's pretty simple. You can actually customize this a little bit if you don't want certain things, but it does show you some basics. If you guys are here, let me know. I'd love to just give me a thumbs up, heart, whatever. Drop your name in if you haven't given StreamYard your permissions yet, so I can actually say a hey to you. But this is the home screen. When you log into DUBSADO, this is what you're going to see. You can set your financial goals to whatever you want them to be, and this will go ahead and update as you have sales. If you have open invoices, this is what, it's going to show it to you here. Now, this is also going to show you plus or negative. Okay, it's going to show you plus. How much have you made in the last 30 days? Then these are your invoices that are overdue. One contract needs counter signatures. 0 workflow actions need approval. This is your basic daily checklist to come in here and take a look. The next thing are your projects. These are all the projects that you have going on. And there's Elizabeth's from last September. You can tell that this is not the system that I use, but it does not make it any less powerful. It is just one of the biggest things I think that a lot of people have is that they jump onto a system because they jump onto a system. What does that mean? That means that you just jump onto something because you like it or because someone else says it's working for them. So this is when a lot of things happen and a lot of people get issues. They will be sitting there and they will get, oh, my friend says that this one works for me. Oh, my friend says this. That's the problem that all of us run into. And even I do that. I am such a big, shiny, happy, shiny person with this stuff that, I'll jump onto a different system because someone says that they liked it. And that can be a big mistake for a lot of businesses because it doesn't necessarily work for you. So then down here, the leads, these are all the different things where it goes. Okay, this is kind of like your funnel concept. So these are all where everything goes on the top. Then you have your calendar. You can sync your calendar to DUBSADO. These are tasks that you need to do. These are template utilities. This is your form list. This is your address book. This is your time tracker. And these are your templates. Okay, so this is pretty much all that you see over here. But let's get started at the very, very beginning. All right. You have a company, you log in, and this is what you see, and you're like, oh my gosh, what the heck? Okay. So you go up to settings. It's going to walk you through a lot of this. Your branding. Put your logo in because your logo is going everywhere, your address, your phone number. How do you want it to email people? You can have it email it from your name. You can have them email it from your company. It all depends on you. To add the personal thing, I do it from my name. You know, as you can see, this is not 100% set up. Dashboard, you can change your colors. If anyone knows me, of course, my hair is purple, so I prefer purple on almost every single thing that I have. Your portal. This is actually what a client portal looks like. Let's go to mine right now. And this is what it looks like. So welcome to your client portal. Please enter your email address. So as many of you know, I work with a lot of bookkeepers and accountants, and this is where your people will be uploading files if that's how you want them to do it. If you want to keep everything inside one system, you can have them uploaded here. Is it 100% secure? It's sorry, my husband just texted me and it comes through on my computer, which is really weird sometimes. But if you want something really, really more secure, I'm not sure I would use DUBSADO, HoneyBook, or any of those places as a client portal to upload sensitive documents. So just be aware of that. And that's with any of these systems. Multi-user, you can have up to 3 users for free. Now with DUBSADO, when you invite users, you actually can say they can't see contracts, they can only see invoices, you know, that sort of thing. So there's different levels that you can set people at, which is pretty cool because you don't want them to necessarily always see everything. Then you have international settings. So I'm in the East Coast time zone. I want everything to be in English. Receive money. All right. So with receive money, unlike HoneyBook, DUBSADO is one of those places. And if you are an international person, I do suggest a lot of the times that we discuss DUBSADO. Why? Because you can connect it with Stripe, you can connect it with Square, and you can connect it with PayPal. So if your country has any of those options, you can go ahead and add it in there. And then it's automatically done wherever you want it to do. Now, under invoices, do you collect tax? Okay. Show the company name. What this will do is replace the client's contact information on an invoice with the company contact information associated with that client. Phew. All right. So you can also edit the terms that people will see on and off. So you can see that there's a lot more customization in here than with HoneyBook. There's a lot of different concepts that are, you know, a lot of small fine-tuning here. Your emails, connected account is this one. And then I always want to know if people are opening my emails or not. I always want to. So the pixel is always going to be on. Don't turn it off. There's no reason not to. So those are some of the things right there. Those are the big settings. Now, if you're here, please give me a thumbs up, something like that. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. All right. Here are some of the integrations. These are big. Zapier, of course, we all love Zapier. If you want to automate anything within any type of system, Zapier is your best friend. Honestly, can do a lot of different things. For me, I take this and I zap it over to ClickUp, and it will file it for me. So that is one of those things that, I want everything automated. I want as much as possible automated. So that's what I do here. CloudSpot. This is for all my photographers out there. If you want to access photo galleries, this is where you do it. This is, you do have to use the specific software for it. And it is CloudSpot. QuickBooks, again, and for all my VAs, bookkeepers, and everyone out there, let me take this moment, and I do share this in almost every video I do. A VA is not a bookkeeper. This is not accounting software. This is not accounting software. This is not accounting software. There's a reason why they connect to QuickBooks or Xero. This one does have the option to connect to Xero. A lot of my international people and even a lot of my people in the States like Xero. It's not my favorite, but I know a lot of people that love it. But this DUBSADO is a client relationship management software package. It is not an accounting software. So please link to one of those two, and then you can move on from there. Again, it's got Xero there. Conferencing. This is where you are going to connect your Google Meet, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, whichever one you're going to be using. And then it will go ahead and do, it's through a secondary system, which is why you can do all of these different ones. It includes 8x8, Google Meet, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and GoToMeeting. So whichever one you use, it is possible to integrate. Do you guys see how this can be a very popular and powerful system? Domain names. This is where you get to customize your domain name. Guys, you do have to know a little bit about DNS in here. You need to know a little bit about that background. But it's just to customize it. So it will say portal@yourdomain.com. So mine would say portal.i2ihype.com, and then it would take people there. It's just customizing it for you so it's more aligned with your branding. Custom map fields. These are really cool if you have certain things that you always ask and you need to be able to track it. It's very simple. You're creating it. It's a short answer. And one of the things is birthday. Birthday. Save. So that way you can get a notification when someone's birthday is coming up. So, it's things like that that make this really, really powerful for everyone to be able to use, to be able to take a look at, things like that. So, because now you can sort them by their birthday. General settings. It takes a look at all the conflicts. Billing, affiliate dashboard, blah, 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 blah. That's all of that stuff. All right. So this is where you go back to the main settings here. So the biggest things that most people want to take a look at in DUBSADO are the workflows. This is the biggest thing. So I actually created this one for my day intensive. And for those who do day intensives, this system rocks. Okay. But the only thing is that there are things that it does have multiple things on the questionnaires. It has multiple setups, but this is where it really rocks with this whole day intensive thing, because it is completely automated. I don't really do too much if I have them in here. Okay. But as this is not the system that I am currently using. So once a contract is signed, it's automatically, they create a portal. Remember that client portal? Go back a couple minutes. The client portal where they go in and they sign up. This is where it's automatically done when their contract is signed. Once that is set up, it sends a welcome to your day intensive email. Then it sends a form, day rate application login information, and that's a form I had set up. Send form, day intensive system intent. So these are forms that I created they're questionnaires. I have multiple questionnaires that I want people to do. So I want them to do, okay, send me this one first. Now do this one. Now do this one. I don't want them to send 50 million different things all at once. One of the cool things that you can do everything in one form, because one of the really cool things about DUBSADO is you can save your form. People can save their form as they go. So guys, if you have questions as we go, please put it in the comments and I will ask you, because like I said, there is a lot of information that's only within an hour, and within an hour, it's a lot. So, I am available to discuss which system does work for you. And I will go ahead and put that in the comments as well. And then, so let's go back. So I have different, once they fill out this form, it kicks and sends them this form. Then once that happens, it kicks and sends them to this form. Then it kicks and does this one. Now also at the same time that all of this is happening, okay, one day after the contract is signed, it sends them another email. So things can overlap a lot more in here than they can with other systems. Then we have 10 days before the project date. So, for a day intensive, you've booked a project date. There is a specific date that you have for that project. Why? Because it's considered a VIP day. Then I have an email that goes out one day after the project start date. Then I have another one that goes out 24 days after the project start date, and then 60 days after the project start date. Now there's a lot of different things that you can do in here, and I'll show you some actions that can be done. So you can see here, we can change the project status. You can add a tag, send an email. You can create a to-do. So this is like adding something to your task list. You can create a to-do where it says, Dana, you need to do this today. You can have it in here, send contract, send primary invoice, create invoice, activate portal, deactivate portal, pause the workflow, hold actions until, send appointment scheduler, start a workflow. So from here, and then archive project. So these are very, very cool, because this is where DUBSADO does stand out. And when I talk to people and you need a more complex workflow that you really want automated more and more, you have the ability to start a whole new workflow. Okay, and I don't have any other templates in here, but say I wanted to start an entire different workflow after that, I can do that. Now, there are also other things. Let's say add an action as well. So we send the appointment scheduler, send email, and apply to portal. Then I'd like to schedule an appointment with you, and you can have it do a whole heck of a lot. So say you have this applied, okay? Scheduler template, day intensive. So you can actually have it set up where it goes from this one to this one, sends them the scheduler to pick their VIP day, and then it continues on with the system. So there's a couple different ways that you can do this. This is one of, again, the benefits of DUBSADO. Again, it just has a lot of those intricate different types of systems, intricate actions that can take place within the workflow and within the whole entire process. So going back, we'll go to forms. These are all the different forms that they have here. They have a lead capture form. Everyone knows what a lead capture form is. Everyone's happy with a lead capture form. We all like lead capture forms. Then you have proposals. You can have day intensive. Mine right here is a day intensive selection where you pick one. Select your project date. This one or this one. Are we doing this type of a setup or this type of setup? And you can customize this as much as you absolutely need. This is, again, what makes DUBSADO really stand out, because you can add all of your branding within here so that you can actually send information. I mean, you've got this thing, you can have it with, since you can actually put this information onto your website, you can have it with the same branding, the same text, the same colors. All of that can go into here. And that is what everyone loves about DUBSADO. The thing that is a little bit of a shortcoming here is that it changes a little bit as it goes. For example, you can have this package or this package. You're not customizing it as easily as you do in something like HoneyBook. So you can by manually doing it, but if you have a setup package, like for example, my day intensive rate, it's a little bit different, but you set up packages in the system and it fills it in here. So let's say I did a half day. Now it's got this here, okay? So what I would want to do though is if someone selected this type of a package, I would actually update all of this so that if they select this type of package, they go to a certain workflow and they get something else. But on my website, it would actually go from, you can embed this directly into your website so that if it goes from here, then it would automatically take you to the contract and it would automatically take you to this payment page. So your client is never leaving your website. And if you have set packages that these are the only things I'm offering. It's great for coaches because with a coach, you've got this package or this package, maybe a couple other packages, who knows? But you usually have this or this. You don't have a lot of customization in there. Even bookkeepers have a lot of customization. And I'm not sure as a bookkeeper if I would want them to select their package, because as we all know, if you go into someone's books, you honestly see what it actually is. And they weren't probably telling the truth. But for a VA, when I first signed up for DUBSADO, the reason why I did it is because I had a 10-hour package, a 20-hour package, and a 30-hour pack, and a 40-hour package a month. That's all I have. Excuse me, I needed a drink. So thank you guys so much for the love. I totally appreciate it. So I had different set packages. There was no customization there. It was, you either get 10 hours, you get 20 hours, or you get 40 hours a month. There's no 15, there's no, 25, there's no 30. No. To start with me, it's 10, 20, or 40. Take your pick. So when you have something is set like that, this is perfect. Why? Because someone can go onto your website. Maybe you've already talked to them. Maybe you haven't. It doesn't necessarily always make a difference. It depends on how you want to run your business. If you would like to have your business set up where it is 100% automated, you do not require a call ahead of time, then this is what you do. You set it up. They go on there. They click, I want this package. Then the next thing that it goes to, we're exiting out of there, is a contract. All of this stuff gets filled in. They sign. You'll sign later. And again, this can all be customized for your website. All right. Once they do that, it automatically goes over to an invoice. So let's see. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't have an invoice here for that, but that's exactly what it looks like. So it goes from one to the next to the next. Okay, now they've signed the contract. Now your workflow has kicked off. If you have a set rate for something, this is ideal if you do not always need to talk to them, because you don't, a virtual assistant necessarily doesn't always want to talk to someone. Day rates, it's hit or miss if you're not customizing it all the time. This does not mean that you cannot customize within DUBSADO, but it makes it foolproof. It really does. It's this. I can be asleep and I can be getting clients. They can be doing it all on their own at some unearthly hour in the morning. Okay? They can see it. They can take a look. Now, the kicker here is, and this is what you want to take a look at. On a package, oops, sorry, wrong place. Templates, packages. Okay. You probably have different levels, or you have different payment plans for this. Okay. So this is how you set up a package. And if you go through the boom, 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 it's automatically done, then you don't necessarily always get to pick the payment schedule that you want, but you can see this is great. You can add a tax line, you can apply a discount, you can categorize it, which is great, especially within QuickBooks, because it will do that for you. But within your forms, okay, so this is right here. This is where you're going to apply your payment schedule. So if you have a client that needs a different payment schedule, and sometimes we have that, guys, I'm not ever going to deny that. Sometimes a person is like, I can't do 50-50. Can we do, 3 payments? Can we do 4 payments? However they want to do it. You can actually set it up, though, for that auto thing to go 50-50. All right. And you actually set up the payment schedules right in here. So this is where, this is 0 days after payment schedule is applied to the invoice. So that's automatically, they owe me 50%. Then 3 days before the project start date, they'll be billed or it will be sent. I would actually change that. If you're doing VIP days, I prefer 5 days before, 5 to 7 days before to do it. But you have your payment schedules. So what does this mean if a client comes in? Thank you guys for the love. I totally appreciate it. What does this mean? And guys, I know that this is a heck of a lot of information. There will be replays. There will be available. You will be able to access this online. I'm actually uploading these to a mini free membership as well to help everyone out, because you guys need help picking these things out and deciding what necessarily works best for you. So these are payment schedules. You can add whatever you want. All right. So what happens if a client comes in and you're talking to them on the phone and they need something customized? Let's go up here. See if I have anyone that I've deleted. Let's do a new project. Let's do Dana's test project. Create a new client. Oh, hey, I think I'm in here. So there I am. We're going to make it, it's going to be a CRM intensive. Create project. Okay. Now we have all of this information. Guys, you can see everything. Invoices, you can see forms. When you send them an email, it will have them listed over here and you'll be able to see it. You have appointments, you have workflows. You can see where they are inside a workflow. You can add them to a workflow. This is great when you have clients that are doing multiple projects. So if you're doing multiple projects, multiple contracts, things like that, you can add a whole bunch of stuff to them. Tasks, any notes that you have. And these are notes that are not seen by the client. So this is where you're going to sit there and you're going to write. So you've got this information here. So I want to send an email. Test. As you can see how old this is. Now you can schedule it. These are the only things that you have available to schedule. 9 a.m., later, you don't get to customize it by day here. All right. You also, note that's add a link. You can add the smart fields, but you can't send a template that you've already written. So that's just a little thing there that this is just responding to emails. So this is just test email, send. Oops. Oh, I haven't reconnected my Gmail settings. So say I need to do an invoice, okay? They called me, I'm talking to them, and we've got to do an invoice here. Add an invoice. Now, say we have time tracking items. This is something, okay, guys, this is for those people that work hourly. Guys, I don't suggest working hourly and billing. Do a retainer monthly beforehand, even weekly. I've had some people do weekly retainers, and that's actually pretty cool. But start time tracking. It's time tracking over here. It's built in. And it's in progress right now. So stop and apply to invoice. Projects. Invoices. Time tracker. Oh, a prior invoice list. There we go. So it does the time there. Of course, it's too short. It's definitely short. But you can edit. You can add new line items. You can pick. Let's see. Virtual assistant services, blah, blah, blah. I don't think it's in there. We'll do 10. We'll do 75. So you see how it goes, and then you're just adding it. Okay. You can go through and edit. Select a category, VA services, blah, 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 save. And then what you can do is you can add a payment schedule. Pay in full with reminders, a fixed deposit. Fixed deposit means you're going to tell them how much to put down and then how much is later. Oops, trash. Payment schedules, that, and divides it into 3. So you can kind of see how this works. You can see how much it would be and when it would be. 1 week after payment schedule is applied, 1 month before project date, 1 week before project date. Again, you can customize all of those to how you want it to be done. So you can see there's a lot of ways to do this. You can come in here and customize everything for a client. No matter what it is, I can go in here and I can edit. And I'm editing the description. It will make it as bullet points or not bullet points. And then you can apply payment, you can apply a refund, and you can close out the invoice, save. All right. So now you have an invoice list and it's right here. So you see what they did. You can set up a recurring invoice so it continues on. You can show refunds, invoice options, override, credit cards, bank payments, gratuity. Gratuity, of course, is a tip. We all love tips. I don't put them on any of my invoices. Expenses. This is if you want to track expenses in here for a particular project. So that if you are outsourcing, this is pretty awesome. Okay. $100 method. I paid them other expense category, services type, cost of goods, I guess. Create, add. So now it tells you what it is right there. So, but again, this is not bookkeeping software at all. So now say you they are already a client and you want to do a new, they're doing a new project. So we can send them a new contract. We can send them a new proposal. This is what the proposal looks like for them. Again, it's not 100% customized. They're going to pick that day, select, add. Now this is where you're going to edit, send, open. This is what it looks like on their system. And again, you can have it completely customized. I would take out the project date. The only reason why is because if I was to redo this for my own system right now, what I would actually do is have them go ahead and pick their package. If I was to do this for a VIP day right now, I would have them pick their package. Then I would have them go through the contract and pay the first invoice. Then I'm going to send them a link to the scheduler through the workflows as we showed earlier. So I would actually set it up differently. Now you can see here that this is done, but there's just different ways to set it up. And that's where I come in, where we discuss what exactly you need for your business, because it is huge. I mean, what I need for my business and what you need for your business are two totally separate things. So why even bother? Why should it be different? Why should it look different for you? Why should you be jumping from software to software to software if you have no clue what the heck you're talking, what you want it to do, or if even the system will do what you want it to do? So on this one, the way that I would do it, I would have it, if I had set pricing for this, I would book it. Then I would send them the scheduler link if this is the day that you want to have the thing done. But you can look in here. It needs sending. Okay. Apply to portal. It shows you whether or not the client has viewed it or not. If they haven't viewed it, this is one of those things that if they haven't viewed it, well, how the heck do they know how do you know that it's working? That sort of thing. How, okay, oh, I never saw it. Oh, I never saw it. Yes, you did. So this is, we discussed that with the other system the other day. It's just differences that you're tracking. I can apply a workflow for them. Then I can see where they are in the workflow. It's got a pretty map. It shows me exactly which part. It shows me if it failed to run. If there's something that happened that failed to run, I want to know. So again, this is a really, really powerful system of how it all works. There's a lot of different things that I like about it. I do not like let me go into the things that I don't like about it. It is not easy to set up. If you are tech challenged, this is not the easiest system for you. It's not a bad system, it's a great system. But if you're tech challenged, you're going to be probably more frustrated than you ever wanted to be. Rumor has it they're working on an actual app, but it is not there yet. So right now you are actually going through their homepage on a web browser on your phone. Does that work? Yes, it does work. Is it the best thing out there? In my opinion, no, it's not. But you can see how difficult this is and how many different things it has going on. I mean, it's a busy system. It is definitely, move all that stuff out of the way. There we go. It's a busy system and it has a lot of different pieces and parts. So making that into an app is huge. It's not just a basic process there. I love the fact that you can use Stripe, PayPal, or Square as your payment processor on this. I'm not a fan of PayPal, if you ever want to know. I'm just not. I do use it only when I have to. But my biggest thing is that if you are tech challenged, this is not an easy program for you to A, set up. It's not an easy program for B, for you to run. I did have problems with DUBSADO talking to Stripe, and one blamed the other and the other blamed the other. It just so happened it was a week that I had no time to play with it, which is why I went searching for something else, which is step one on how I got to where I am today. But that doesn't, I've set it up for multiple people without an issue. So it is a great system to have. It is a very powerful, very customizable system. I mean, you want, here's my calendar. It says that I have an unpaid invoice for my own self. So you do see the reminders here. Now you can also look at monthly calendars. Dana needs to pay. Financials, it will show you your reports here. I love reports. I love charts. Anyone that knows me knows that I love visual charts. I like to see all the pretty things. I like to see when things show up green and little pieces of paper there. Then it's got things for us to do. You can add tasks in here. Like I said, it's so super powerful. If you have your calendar connected, like here's your calendar settings, sync calendar, you go in here, Chronify, we'll do that one, allow. Like I said, it's got a lot of cool stuff. So then calendar settings, and calendar. You can import synced calendar. You can also export DUBSADO stuff. So as I just said, I work a lot on my phone. So this could be helpful to actually see, okay? So here's my schedule. That is a gosh awful color. That's just awful. I want a different color. I don't see how I can change the color. I don't like that. That's like mustard. I don't like mustard. But anyway, you can see all the stuff that I've got going on this week. Who I'm talking to, everything else. Again, you can look at it as a week. You can look at it as a day. This is where we are. This is here. Now let me see how it came across over on. I don't know if it's already synced. Let's see. It says it's synced. It says it exported, but I don't see the task of that something is missing. So that does not show up on my Google Calendar. It did not show up that a payment is missing. So I wouldn't necessarily be, well, let's see. Nope. there is no calendar over here for me to show. I'm looking over at the thing, but it doesn't, so it doesn't show my that this invoice is missing payment. So that could be helpful for me. Is it a deal breaker? Absolutely not. That is not a deal breaker at all. It's just what it is, and it doesn't have it. Like I said, no system is perfect. No system is going to have every single thing that you ever wanted in there. But it's got your task lists. It's got your reporting, project sources. Where did everyone come from? You want to be able to see that. You want them, if they're from Facebook, I want to know that they're from Facebook. Project breakdown. How many inquiries do you have? Last 365 days. How much, this is so important for so many people. And again, I love the shiny charts. I'm always big into charts. I want to see everything. I want to see where money is. I want to see where money is going. I want to see numbers. I want to see big numbers. Big numbers don't always happen, but I love to see the big numbers. Invoices. It shows you all of the invoices here. Okay. These are all invoices that some of them are really, really old. Chart of accounts. Again, this is not, don't use this as a bookkeeping software, but it is there. It's there. You can see it. South Carolina has 50 million ways to tax you. Then your reports, look, it's got all the reports. It's got, again, I like pretty shiny things. You can do the last 365 days. It shows you I had a lot of income. My expenses were 100. That goes back to what I was showing before with doing it. Of course, different ways to see everything. Show labels. It's an uncategorized expense, whatever. Day intensive. That was my day intensive month. You can take a look at all of this, and this is all in one system. Again, it's super duper powerful. I love these type of things. I love to see all the stuff that you can see. I love a lot of the flows where it sits there and goes from step 1 to step 2 to step 3 automatically. These are powerful workflows. You have all of your canned emails. Now, I will say, I wish that these were able to be organized a little bit better. This looks worse than my Google Drive because I'd love to have folders. I love having folders so I would know, okay, these are all my day intensive emails. These are all the product emails for this type of service, especially because I know some of you, you're a bookkeeper, you're an accountant, you do taxes, whatever. It would be so helpful to have them divided up that way. But none of them have done that for me. So none of the systems that I've looked at are nice enough to do it. So again, you're just going to have to name your emails appropriately, but they have a lot of things in here. They have a lot of things that you can fill out. Yeah, please delete this text, whatever. Smart fields, though, you can have them by project. You can look at them by the client. You can look at it by the invoice, the business. This is your business. This is not their business. They are the client, okay? They are not, you have this information here. Dates, link. This is where you can put in portal link. You can do form link, scheduler link, any of that stuff. You can do appointment times, forms, and payment schedule. I'll go to scheduler. So a lot of people ask, and gosh, you can tell because we have 10 minutes left in this and I don't think I've stopped talking. With these, this is one of the neat things that they have. So if you have you can actually have scheduler groups. You can have 50 million different types of things here. If you have they're just really, really cool. You know, they look like you can embed it. Select all, copy. It can go right into your website. It can go, you know, this is what it looks like. Okay, so guys, if you see one that looks like this is what it is. Then it's got a time. You can tell I haven't done these at all. I haven't set this up at all. But you can customize all of this. Advance. I want it to look like a monthly view. Save it. So now instead, it's going to look like that. So it's going to look like the one that we all see, like the one that we all like. It does have the triggers in here for if you send them the scheduler link through the workflow, it will attach it as a workflow trigger. If you cannot start it off, this is something most people, it didn't work in another way as well. You cannot set off a workflow by starting off the schedule. So if you came to my website and picked out 9:30, it will not kick off a workflow. So instead you put it within it. You can do a couple things there. You can add an additional form to it. And that can kick off the workflow. So let's do this. We're going to go for here, that. Now it's got this. And this form, see how it says availability and then form? This is where it's going to kick off the workflow. Okay. So again, it's a little bit different, but this is, there's workarounds. It's not perfect. It's not ideal, but no system actually is 100% ideal for every single situation out there. Again, this is just a lead capture form. So it went from this. If I was to set this up almost like a call me page, like a free discovery call, I'd put it here. And I know that that's not what this is set up for. Submit and next. And then it asks the questions, submit and finish, and then it's going to start it, and then they end up in your pipeline. So does anyone have any questions? We only have a few minutes left, believe it or not. Like I said, this is what I set up. If anyone would like to give me a call, just to talk, to figure out, hey, what system would work best for me? I have actually put it in the comments, the call me page. It is a free 30-minute phone call. So, you know, there's so many different systems out there. Let me go ahead and switch so I can say hi to everyone. All right. So there's so many different systems out there. There's so many different choices. It's a big difference of what works for who, all of these different things. Let me go ahead. I also have it's 20% off for DUBSADO. And again, you can have multiple companies. That's a coupon for 20% off of DUBSADO. DUBSADO actually has a really cool thing that if you guys check it out, this is what's neat, okay? You get 3 free clients. So you can set everything up in DUBSADO, not pay a penny. You don't pay anything until you have 3 clients. So you can make sure that everything is set up. You can make sure that everything is working to see before you even pay for anything. So it does make a difference. Like I said, this is like I did it through my calendar. I can add a new appointment right here. It tells me if any, gosh, it's a powerful system, guys. But again, it is very hard to deal with if you are not at least somewhat tech savvy, or if you work primarily from your phone. If you work primarily from, let me see if I can pull up DUBSADO on my phone. I know it's not going to be perfect because phones are small. And let's see, DUBSADO. Does anyone have any questions while I'm trying to pull this up? And I'm going to like shove this thing at my camera here because, you know, that's just what I like to do. I like to mess with you that way. Not that anyone can actually see it very well. Oops. And then this. So this is the way that you see it. Again, it's exactly the same thing as what you're seeing on my main screen. And you see it like that. So, you know, if you work from here, you can actually do everything. Oops. You can do everything on there. I'm terrible at this, guys. There. So you can see you're just going to the website on your phone because they do not have an app for it at the moment. Their instructions are to save the link as a link on your phone. So it's a little bit more complicated. It's definitely more powerful than other ones. For the price, it's amazing. For the price, it's absolutely amazing. I think it's like $160 a year. I don't know. They have sales. They do have sales, and I will give them that. Let me log out and see if I don't know how much it is. I have absolutely no idea how much the software is, but I do know that you can go through. Let's see, pricing. $350 for a year, 20% off if you pay annually. Monthly, it's $35 a month. Again, 20% off with the coupon that I put in there. And so, you know, you guys can take a look at it and see. Like I said, you get 3, no matter what, you get 3 people on it for free. So you can log in. You can see if it does fit for you by just clicking the link. It's in the comments. Guys, if you, if you guys, I'm about to sign off. I cannot believe I just talked for an hour, and I swear I did not touch half of like the stuff in here. But the replay is available, and it's there. Take a look at this if you are looking for one. If you need one and you have set packages, this is actually perfect. That's the step 1, step 2, step 3. There are moments when I go back and forth because I do think it's so powerful. I do think it's got some really, really cool features that you just don't get with other stuff. The branding, the customization, making it pretty. We're all into making our stuff pretty. So if you want to reach out, if you want to talk to me, because this is what I do. This is what I do day in and day out, is I look at these systems. I analyze them to see if they are the best for you, if they are the best for your business. Give me a call, and let's see if it does work. Let's see if it is one of those things that will work for you. If you want it to be pretty, if you want everything to go smoothly from this to this, if you need more powerful workflows, this may work for you. And, like I said, you get the free thing for 3 clients. So we can do a lot for 3 clients before you even have to pay. So you can build out your whole thing and get it paid off before you even, with just 1 client, because that's how much confidence I have in you guys. But it is Sunday, and I hope thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for joining me if you joined me on the replay. This is a lot of fun. And just to let you know, this week, I think it's on Wednesday, I think it's on Wednesday. I'm doing the same type of thing. Yep. Wednesday the 9th at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be discussing Keep. So I hope to see you all there. I hope to hear from you, and I'll talk to you all soon. Have a great Sunday, guys. Bye.